guys, it's Zedric here. This is the first ever episode of the Almanac, and this is going to be my start of my own commentary. Before I just like to, before I like to get into what I wanted to talk about, I'll be using this beautiful game called Children of the Light as my backdrop. I feel like it's very peaceful and serene, and I feel like as a commenter on wanting to expand our knowledge on the human experience and condition, I feel like having a place where it's peaceful and not really stimulating, and just one where you don't really need to think about it is, I think, would be a great backdrop for my future commentary. Now, you might see this guy holding my hand. He's called the Hopeful Steward. He's one of the NPCs, and he guides you through this beautiful place. And in this game, you're like a descendant of people who built these great cities in the skies, and then they got consumed by darkness, and you're there to bring them back. And part of that is to go through that portal just down there, over there, and I feel like the portal is a great metaphor for what I wanted to talk about today, and that is just feeling like, whoa, it's feeling like you always have to be ready for something, and it's hard to be, or to feel ready for something, or to feel like you've got something. Oh, it feels like it's hard to think that you felt like you've got something ready to go for yourself. It's hard to you know feel like you're capable of doing something you want to, but you never know for sure. And sometimes that fear can eat at you. It can really get at you, because at this point, there's nothing really challenging us to be ready. It's all a matter of preparing and getting ready for this thing that we want to take on. And sometimes we can spend so much time getting ready that we never actually do the thing that we want to. Like, take for example myself. I've delayed this video for months because I was just trying to figure out how to make the best script, the best video, the best thing that's optimized for the algorithm. And after so much, I looked at all these things that I've written down, all these things I planned, all the systems I built for this channel, for everything else around it. I actually finally took the courage to look around and ask myself, did I actually do it? And the answer is no. Like, it's like you've spent so much of your life getting ready, or spent so much time of my time getting ready, that I forgot to start. You never really get to experience what you want to because you're too busy being preoccupied with feeling like you're ready for it. And I feel like that's something that many people have to confront. Just the feeling that even if you're not ready, oh, it's beautiful. Even though you're not ready, you do it anyway, because the only way you can actually start living is to live. We can't just sit and think about everything that could ever happen, and all the possibilities that could go along, and perfect a strategy for every single one of them. It's just not practical. It's not only not practical, it's also wasting potential that you could be using for other things. And I've had to confront that too. Like, I started making videos all the way back in 2022, and I saw all of these, like, all these people who are doing it so well, and I wanted to be like them so bad, and I spent a lot of time trying to perfect the strategies, to do everything I could to make it quote unquote good in the eyes of YouTube, and just so I could feel part of something, and like I could feel like I was capable. But I feel like the biggest thing I've had to learn is you'll never be ready. Well, not fully ready at least. You'll never feel fully confident about something. There'll always be something to worry about. There'll always be something to worry about, and yeah, it's just you can't stay in one place forever, expecting yourself to be moving. It's like sitting still and thinking about going to all these places. Just sitting in, for example, like sitting at your desk and thinking about traveling to some place that you'd like to go one day, but not actually working for it, or actually living through the discomfort, the emotions, like the reality of things to actually get to what you want. And so I think it's important to also be compassionate and be upfront to yourself too. Just be kind to the process, um, and just accept that you'll be afraid in some way. You'll always be scared to attempt something, and that's okay, because that's the first step to doing anything, really. I would argue, like, the best things that happen to you are the ones. Sorry, the best things that happen to you are the things that you're not sure that you succeed or do well in, but you do it anyway, because you would rather fall multiple times than to not stand up ever again. It's and I doubt anyone wants to stay still for the rest of their life. You know, and your journey to start life could take you places you never knew or thought was possible. You could go somewhere that really brings you somewhere better. And I've I put myself into a cutscene, but yeah, sometimes we just have to confront the fear. And I know it's not hard, it's not that easy, but like I said, it's better to fall down multiple times and stand up again than to never stand up, because at least you're trying. You're putting a hand out there, you're taking a risk, and you can finally explore. You can finally chart the map of your own destiny, perhaps. And yeah, even that, in this game there's a map, and well, you've got your first thing there, and so much more to explore. And if you stay in one place, you'll never get to see what life has to offer. You have so much things to explore, so much things to live, so much so that staying still seems absolutely pointless, and getting ready forever won't get you anywhere. But at least trying to go along and stumbling along the way to get there is worth the try. Even if it's bad, even if you stumble, even if it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. No one's first tries are perfect. Not even me filming this video. It's not going to be perfect at all. But I'm doing it anyway because I guess it's a message. a message to everyone that's scared or that doesn't want to walk through the portal and step out into the first step of their journey. It is really, really challenging for some people. Remember, there is just so much that life has to offer. It's on the map, but you can't live it without actually walking it, walking through, and taking that final risk, or taking that first risk, perhaps, into the portal and finally start your journey. Because the people who made maps they don't just sit in one place, because they're limited by their vision. They don't know what the rest of the terrain looks like. You don't know past what you already know. And again, I don't feel like anyone ever wants to feel like they're standing still. You always want to be somewhere in life. You always want to keep moving, because staying the same forever is incredibly lonely. And we want to change. And I feel like we've been clouded by, this continuous rhetoric all over the internet that, you have to shape yourself into something capable and ready, when really you should be braving the storm, even if you're not fully sure. Because there's honor in trying, but there's no honor in not trying. And, it's better to write the map than to guess the map. Because it's right out there for you. It's all here. This is your journey. This is your path. I know I've been saying it's hard, but it is. It really is. And here's my call to you, to anyone who's feeling hesitant. You've got so much to explore. You've got so much going for you. And I know it seems like I'm going on some self-improvement tangent, but I'm being serious when I say, even if you're not ready, you'll be okay. You'll fail. You'll want to go back. And just remember, it's okay to fail. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to make bad YouTube videos. It's okay to not get the terrain, or to map the terrain first. Like, to map the terrain the first time right. There's no need to perfect it. All you have to do is try. And your journey starts here. All you have to do is walk through the portal.